All right, I'm back once again. God is still speaking through visions and dreams. Yes, He is. I'm gonna continue where I left off. This is part two. It's part two. I'm gonna continue where I left off. Then I'm gonna get back to what I experienced on Saturn. Okay. Yeah. So when I was running down the hall, and they let off some kind of electrical wave, and that's the best I can describe it. And that hurt. That hurt, man. I forgot. Most of these experiences, I forgot what happened at the end of them. And I think some of them I just wake up, when they catch me, But but anyway, that hurt, man. One time I was caught on a ship, and I was on that ship. Again, when I'm in their world, I don't care about their belongings, their personal, their this, that. I don't care about that stuff. And I was just exploring that ship. But anyway, they caught me. One of them caught me, and he sounded an alarm. There was an alarm started going off, and they started chasing me. Man, they was pursuing me. These looked like soldiers, and so I wasn't familiar with the ship. I didn't know which way to run, so I was just running. I saw one here, ran this way, and ran from that way. And every direction I ran, they knew. But anyway, one of the guys took out a laser, and that laser, he shot me with that laser. And I tried to just block it with my hand, because in the spiritual realm, sometimes I block stuff, bullets, whatever, with my hand. But sometimes it hurts. And that particular time it hurt. That laser had it had two beams of light. I think it was red and blue. I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was red and blue. But when it hit my hand, that thing hurt, man. It sure did. I was surprised that it hurt me, though, because, see, normally in the spiritual realm, I don't get hurt. Sometimes I do, though. But that thing hurt, and I said, man, I got to get out of here now. So, but anyway, I left there. So, yeah, there are times when I'm in these spiritual realms, in the astral realm, I encounter hostility. And it's understandable, because to them, I am the enemy. I'm the enemy. I'm the alien. Okay? But anyway, getting back to Saturn, I was on Saturn. I went to Saturn, and the lights, as I said, the sky was lit up. And on one particular occasion, I was on Saturn. I don't know if I should tell this or not, because it sounds really. The only thing I will say is that those planets are very hostile to humans. Okay, the people there, they're not your friend, believe me. I mean, it's like if some alien race or alien force came to our planet, we wouldn't take them as friends, depending on how they arrive, especially if they have done some damage in the past. We wouldn't take them as friends. But there was one occasion I saw this young lady there, and I thought she was a resident of Saturn. So I went in defense mode. To defend myself against her. And she was like, no. She said, no, I'm not your enemy. She said, I'm what did she say? She said, I'm human just like you. Or I'm from Earth or something. Anyway, she made it clear that she wasn't from Saturn. That she was from Earth, just like me. But she was, I don't know if she was there permanently or she was just visiting like me, but it looked like she was in a lot of trouble with them. That's what it looked like to me. But anyway, their skies are very bright. They got lots of light. But anyway, I went in this house. I went in this house. In this house were like about 5, maybe 6 people, men and women, male and female. These people look real strange, but they look like humans. They look like us, but they just got a real strange countenance, really strange looking, scary, weird, scary, strange. But I was in this house, and these people in this house, some of them were like 6 feet tall, some of them was like 8 feet tall, some of them was like 9 feet tall, maybe 10 feet. They were all in this house. And when they saw me, they were very careful how they handled me. Okay, they didn't just grab me and just throw me out. But they were making fun of me. Okay? They were making fun of me. They were laughing at me. They were laughing at me, joking on me, and they were saying, see, here in this world, we refer to them as the gods, right? That's what we refer to Jupiter, Zeus, the gods, Jupiter, and Zeus. You guys don't know. They refer to us as gods. They refer to us as, I've heard them call me God-man. That's a God-man. He's a God-man. Okay, that's what Christ was. Christ was a God-man. Okay? He was a God-man. He is a God-man. I've heard them refer to me as God-man. But anyway, we refer to them as the gods. Anyway, I was in their house, and they were laughing at me for that. They were laughing at me for that. They were saying, yeah, we are the gods. And it was a joke to them that we refer to them as gods. They were like, we are the gods. We are gods. Okay? And they were just having themselves a ball laughing. And as I said, some of them was like 7 feet, 8 feet, 9 feet, 10 feet tall. They were all in this house. But anyway, this one particular woman, she grabbed me by my arm. She was very nice and cordial. And I accepted her friendship. I didn't see no reason why I should. She was very nice. And she grabbed me by my arm. She put her arm under my arm. And she began to walk me out the door, walk me toward the door. Now I know why she was doing it. She was setting me up. She was setting me up for the authorities to get me outside. Then I didn't know. But she was very nice and cordial, very sweet. She walked me out the door, put her arm under my arm, walked me out the door. And I believe these people also, they're not fixed at one size. They can be 6 feet. They can grow 8 feet, 10 feet. They can come back down to 5 feet. Okay, they have this ability. The same way with their clothes. They can shrink their clothes or expand their clothes. They can. Same with furniture. They can shape shift their furniture. They can shape shift material things. Okay, like we have to actually break it down and add to it or take from it. But they have a way of, in their material world, they can just like magically expand it or shrink it. Okay, but anyway, she put her arm under my arm. She walked me out the door, through the door. And I said, you're nice. I said, you're not like the other ladies, the other people in there. And we had a little nice conversation as we was walking out the door. I said, what's your name? She said, Barla Bet. That's what she said her name was, Barla Bet. I don't know what that means or what that is. I don't know. Anyway, she walked me on out the door, and she left me standing out in the street. So I'm out there in the street just looking around, and here a black man walks up. This black man walks up, and he was dressed in black leather. Okay, it looked quite attractive, actually. Black leather coat, just a black leather long coat, And then he opened it up like this. He opened the coat up wide, and I could see in his coat was all types of weapons. There was all sorts of knives, looked like lasers, gun, pistol maybe, or something like that of that sort. And he opened it, so it kind of scared me. And I think that was his intention, to scare me. See, they try to, if they can scare you away, then they'll do that. Okay. But when he opened it, it kind of scared me, and then so I didn't show it. I don't think I showed any panic or anything. But anyway, he pulled out a knife, and he threw that knife. Another thing about these people in these worlds, in these spiritual realms, we throw a knife or throw something, it usually goes in the direction that we throw it. But these people have a way of throwing something, and it moves like a heat-sinking missile. It follows you. Okay, like if you throw a rock, that rock will actually, if you try to duck this way or whatever way, it'll actually follow you and come toward you. That has happened more than once. Anyway, he threw this knife, and I was going to just dodge it, but I didn't. That knife followed me. And that thing stuck me right in my arm. And that hurt. Again, it did. And I was actually bleeding. I started bleeding. And it didn't feel like no fake cut. It felt like a real cut. But anyway, that was one of my experiences on Saturn. That was one of my experiences on Saturn. There have been other experiences. I don't remember. Most of them I've just forgotten. I used to write them down. Jupiter is very hostile toward people. Very hostile. Jupiter has some really, really good weather in some places. Some places it's really dark. They have this place where it's very similar to a brothel. Now this is going to sound really graphic, and if your ears are not ready for excuse me, if your ears are not well, I understand, we like to hear good news all the time, but there are just some really bad things that happen to people in this world, in this universe, But yeah, they have these places that look like it's like a brothel, something similar to a brothel. And they have humans there. Okay, this is not going to sound good, so just be prepared. If you don't want to hear nothing bad, just zip through this. But they have humans there. They have humans there in cages, like cages. They got them locked up in this building. It's like a circus. Okay? They're humans. It's like they have a building where these, and people come in there, and Saturn is all kind of strange looking people. One particular creature I met was this little short man, looked like he's about 2 feet tall, 3 feet at the most, with a beard. But they have this place where they have humans there, and they got them locked up in cages, real small cages, really small. And they're not, all of them are not grown humans. Some of them are children. Okay? And they have people coming there, and they pay a fee or pay something, or I don't know what they use, money or gold, I don't know what they use. But they pay to come in and do whatever they want to these people. Okay? Do whatever they want. Torture them. Just like, a brothel, they or a pedophile ring or something. They come in there and they torture those people. They have sex with them or whatever. I don't know what they do. They torture them, though, in many ways. And one time I took a trip there, and I was really upset about that. And I went in there and I attacked the guy at the front desk, and I really tried to hurt him. I know this might sound crazy to some of y'all, but this is spiritual, man. This is spiritual warfare. Man, if you could see what's going on in the spiritual realm, this is the reason why God don't let us see it. Because it would just be too much for us. We wouldn't believe it. If you saw what was going on in the spiritual realm, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe what you do in the spiritual realm if you knew it. The reason why you don't know what you do in the spiritual realm, because it would just be too much for you. Okay? The spiritual realm is extreme. Right? They do everything there. Everything. But anyway, I tried to tear his place up. I tried to break him up. But to no avail. It didn't do much good, I should have hurt his feelings a little bit, but it really didn't do no damage. You probably went back to work the next 5 minutes. But yeah, and they got like a circus there. It's like a circus. They have humans there, and they do all kind of crazy stuff with them. But Jupiter is, there are places it's lit up really bright, and there are places it's dark. Those clouds, those dark clouds, some of those places don't have much light. And so it's dark. But then some parts there's a jungle on Jupiter. A really thick jungle. And there are these mountains. So it's a mountain jungle. It's a mountain jungle. Man, it's really hard to describe, but boy, it's like when you own it and when you're looking at it, it's like you're standing on the edge of a planet, looking out over the edge of a planet into the void. It is beyond breathtaking. It's beyond overwhelming. And that jungle though is thick, very luscious and green. And they got houses. And I walked up on these houses in this jungle, and in the back of these houses they had what looked like grills or smokers. They look like smokers, like what we have, but they look like real big smokers. And around each one of these smokers, behind each house, were what it looked like human skeletons. It was laying on the ground and laying on those smokers. It looked like human skeletons. Now, whether they was actually humans from here, I don't know, but they just looked like human skeletons. I'm telling you, man, the spiritual realm or the astral realm is beyond amazing. This is the reason why once we die and we leave this world and everything is revealed to us, we can't come back here. You wouldn't be able to live in this body with this mind. Your mind would not be able to handle what you have seen. This mind is not made for it. See, this mind here I'm only 65 years old. This mind is only 65 years old. Once you leave this body and you go outside into the spiritual realm, you're going to see things that are millions and millions and millions of years old. Not only that, your soul man or your spirit man is probably, who knows, millions of years old. So if you come back and you bring all that back into this body, it won't handle it. Okay? It just won't survive it. But yeah, man, it's an awesome jungle on Jupiter. But I was at Neptune. Yeah, it was Neptune. Neptune is very dark. It's very dark. It's not like Saturn and Jupiter with those clouds. Those clouds on Saturn and Jupiter also keep that planet warm. But on Neptune, there's a heat. Now, this is what I come to believe. I don't have any scientific proof for this. This is what I've come to believe. So I'm not stating this is scientific fact. But I believe that on Neptune, the heat comes from the inner core of the planet. Okay, the planet generates heat. I've been on a planet several times where it looks like the whole planet is just is like a volcano, and they were building houses on that planet. And when you step on the ground, it might have been Jupiter. I mean, it might have been Neptune. I don't know what planet this was here that I'm telling you about now. But when you step on the ground is so spongy, it's like a sponge. Okay, and just slightly underneath the surface is molten lava. Okay, and they work and live on that planet. So some planets are like that, and they live just fine there. That ain't nothing, though. I saw these creatures swimming around in molten lava beneath the earth. Okay, beneath the earth. He was swimming around in molten lava, just like a man swimming around in water, swimming pool. You know, yeah. Tell you, man, the spiritual world is extreme. It's extreme. There's nothing you can think of that don't exist. But anyway, Neptune is dark, but I think they get their heat from the surface of the planets. The surface of the planet. And that's some stuff I really would like to share, but I can't. I think discretion just won't let me do it. It just wouldn't be discreet. Okay? But I think also when I was there, they see just fine too in that darkness. Okay? Because when I was there, I had the ability to see just fine. Even though it was dark. Look up in the sky. See, a lot of times when I'm on these different planets, one of the first things I do is I look in the sky to see what kind of celestial bodies are there. And this way I'll know if I'm kind of in the same place, the same planet, or is this a different planet? I might look in the sky, I might see 2 suns, I might see 3 suns, I might see just 1 sun, and it might be closer than our sun because I know it's not ours. Then I know or it might be, one time I looked in the sky and I saw our planet. Our planet was as close to that planet as our moon is to us. Okay? So I know that was an invisible world that is close to Earth that we can't see. What that world is, I don't know. Where it is, I don't know. Sometimes I look in their skies. When I go to these planets, I look in the sky and I see moons. Sometimes these moons might have a mark on them that the other one may not have. You know, stuff like that. I think the last one I saw the other night was I was on this planet and I looked in the sky. I looked up there to try to identify where I was at because that's all I got. I don't know the name of the places or nothing. And I looked up there and there was this yellow star in the daytime sky. Well, it was like just before dawn, okay, or just before dusk. There was a yellow star. This was the only thing up there. I thought, wow, that's spectacular. It was just a star. It was like a star, though. Like our Venus star. But it was yellow. But anyway, Neptune is very dark. And I think when I was on Neptune one time, my body illuminated light. Okay, it illuminated light, and so they could see me really well. And so they were looking puzzled. And again, you know, I knew it was time to go. They were looking puzzled. And they was hunching each other like, "Hey, man, look." They were all out. You know, it's like those people don't sleep or something. And they started approaching me really slow, just kind of walking up really slow. I was like, it's time to get out of here. But there were people there I knew. okay, that I knew them, and we talked, and we spent some time together, and they said something like to the effect, we are looking forward to seeing you again. Okay, I've been to planets where I've had some people tell me things like, hey, you know what? They told me you was visiting us. I had one woman tell me that. She said, they told me you were visiting us. I've had one woman tell me, she said, oh, I remember you. Okay, she said, I remember you. I was like, okay. It was like as if we knew each other or something. But anyway, all that kind of stuff happens, all right, in the spiritual realm. And this is the reason why I believe we did exist before we was born. I'm having no doubts about this now. We did exist before we were born, and we are familiar with all those places out there, and some of those people are familiar with us. But anyway, there was a red planet I used to visit often. It was a red planet. I used to see myself coming in, like I would just fly in and just land somewhere on that red planet. I see the animals, I see the people, the trees, the landscape, and most of the people that, as far as I can remember and as far as I could see, most of the people that were female hermaphrodites. Okay, I didn't say hermaphrodites. I said female hermaphrodites. Okay, as far as I could see, as far as I remember, I didn't see any male hermaphrodites. These were female, these were women, but they were hermaphrodites. The best of my recollection. And this was a red planet. I remember a lot of things. I remember a lot of times I went to the red planet, but I just don't remember what I did. A lot of this stuff I just forget about it. Let me see. Mars. I went to Mars, but I didn't see anybody there. There was nothing there. I went to the surface of Mars. You know, the surface that we can look through our telescopes. But there are planets so far away that are inhabited that you can't see. Okay, they're inhabited like ours in our dimension, but you can't see. I was talking to a man that was from one of those. He named his planet. He said the name of his planet was called Gweem, Gweem, Gweem. And I asked him, I said, where is it? And he gave me the exact location scientifically. And I understood perfectly well what he was saying and where it was at. But when I woke up, I had no idea what he said. I mean, he just gave me scientific terminology, and I don't know anything about that. But when he told me, I knew exactly what it was. And he said, my planet is too far away for your telescopes to pick up. So even that new telescope we got won't be able to pick that planet up. It's so far away. Let me see, what else? Yes, and on some of those planets it rains, it snows just like it does here. Some of them, not all of them. Some of them are just very cold. Okay, but the temperature doesn't bother you. I know exactly what the temperature is, but it doesn't cause me any discomfort whatsoever. And the rain, I've been to some of those planets where the rain feels so good. That rain feels 10 times better than it feels here. I mean, it's just like magical. Okay? The wind, the rain feels so good. There are places I've been where when it rains, there are people there will not get wet. They cannot. Why, I do not know, but they will not. It's like their life depends on it. If it rains, they cannot be in the rain. They cannot allow themselves to get wet. I do not know why. But they don't. When it rains, they make sure they stay out of the rain. But yeah, man, it's a lot of interesting things, you can run across in the spiritual realm. I've run across the agents, all those agents, men in black, a lot of them. All that stuff. All the stuff you see in Men in Black, Star Wars, all that. Right now I can't think of any more planets I visited. But some of those places, I don't know where they're at. I remember one time I went to this planet and I looked up and I saw their moon. I always look up in the sky to see what's up there because I like to see what kind of bodies, celestial bodies, in their space. This particular moon looked kind of like ours, except it had a red strip on it like this. It was red, about midway, just below midway, the moon. And I thought it was kind of strange, it was kind of weird, but it was kind of beautiful too. But anyway, I thought I'd share this with you. Thought maybe you might be interested in all, because somebody had been asking me to make videos on my experiences on other planets. So I wasn't doing nothing today. I thought, well, I'll make a video on something. I can make videos on a lot of things, but a lot of times I just want to make sure, I want to at least feel like it's going to be beneficial to somebody. And so I hope you enjoyed this. We have a lot to look forward to. The Bible said that we are heirs of God and joint heirs of Jesus Christ. Okay, He owns the entire universe. Whatever He owns, we own. So you will get to explore the universe. Okay, once you are out of this body and you're home with the Lord, you will get to explore the universe. And there are a lot of things to see. You won't have to worry about anything or anybody harming you like now. Okay? All right. I think this is all I got. And I hope you enjoyed it. It's just a little something about something that I've been wanting to do. God is still speaking through visions and dreams. Jesus Christ is soon to return. Let us be ready.
Your plasma.